All right, we're back with Josh Cooke with Raise the Grade, explaining all the best practices you should be doing in your kitchen. All right, this is something that really caught my attention. Deviled eggs and buffalo chicken dip, both two of my favorites. We got Easter and March Madness. What's the problem with these two?
Well, those are foods, and think of it even just, any kind of a ranch dip or anything like that. So, we do a lot of dips and, we have a lot of meals coming together, both families coming over. So those are the kinds of foods, primarily that they're going to end up sitting out for a long period of time. And so you just have to remember that every time that your food sits out, it's exposed to temperatures that are good for the growth of bacteria that are in those foods. Because those foods are prepped, within the house too, there's just a greater risk there's bacteria introduced during the preparation process. And so bacteria is going to start to grow. And so really you want to if you're going to leave things out to just serve, you want to put it at about a 4-hour limit. If at all possible, what you really want to do is just serve it for about 2 hours. If you plan to save it, put it back in the fridge at that point in time. Just keep in mind that every time your food goes into the fridge, out of the fridge, into the fridge, out of the fridge, bacteria is going to start to grow, and it will always begin to grow kind of from the elevated level in which it reached previously before you put it in the fridge too.
Okay, so maybe the deviled eggs, we put them on a bed of ice. Maybe the buffalo chicken dip, we keep in the crock pot to keep it warm.
Yeah, you certainly can. I think crock pots are certainly a great device for those kind of things too, the deviled eggs and those kind of things. A bed of ice, as far as quality goes, might kind of run down a little bit, but just what you want to do is just leave them in the fridge until right before you're about to serve them, right? And just bring them out right before you're about to serve them. Kind of once everybody's done, then just if you got any left over, just put them right back in the fridge.
Okay, we got a couple questions here. How long are leftovers good for in the fridge?
Perfect. So a good rule of thumb there, everybody, is any foods that are cooked, right? Anything that you prep, so let's say casserole, it could be anything, right? Deli meat per se, overall as well. You want about 7 days overall. So 7 days, and so there's this bacteria called Listeria that it will grow inside your cooler. It's one of the few that do that. Now it doesn't grow very quickly, but after 7 days, it can actually grow up to a level that's high enough to potentially make somebody sick, specifically those who might already have weakened immune systems.
All right, this person says, I just heard him say not to wash chicken and turkey. Does that apply to meats like steak and seafood too?
I would say, yeah, 100%, absolutely. You're certainly best off really just going right to kind of either the cooking surface, right, or right into the marinade bag, straight from the wherever you bought, like kind of the grocery store packaging, that kind of thing. For sure, I think they would kind of all put them there together. Chicken's probably the most, just kind of be the most likely to have salmonella and spreading on the countertop surfaces though.
Okay, this person says, what is the best temperature for the fridge and freezer for your foods?
Yeah, great question there too, everybody. So great questions, by the way, too. Very smart audience. I'd say in the refrigerator, be 41 or below. And so you may not have a refrigerator that actually has, the digital thermometer on there per se. So, you can stick a thermometer in there, and kind of just leave the thermometer in there for a few minutes if you want to, and just pull it out and see what it's actually reading. And so you want to keep it 41 or below. So ideally you want to set your fridge closer to actually 38 or below. So let me back up. You want to make sure your food is always at 41 or below, so that you want to set your fridge just a few degrees colder in there too. So for the freezer, you just want to make sure everything is rock solid, just rock solid frozen. So usually it's kind of 0 to 5 degree range is where you want your freezer at.
Okay. This person says, I don't have a dishwasher, so what do you recommend when you're using like those tongs and things that deal with like raw poultry?
Yeah, absolutely. So just, once you're done with, kind of flipping something in the pan, well, what you want to do is just put that right into the sink and just say you've got kind of the dirty dish side right on the sink, of course, too. So you can certainly hand wash it. And if you want to, there's kind of things I even recommend just taking, some bleach, usually about 5 tablespoons of bleach or tablespoons of bleach to about 1/3 of a cup for 1 gallon of water. So if you dilute it down and put it in the spray bottle, after you've washed them, if you spray them down, that'll do a great job sanitizing.
Okay, we got.
You can use that for your countertops and those kind of things too.
Okay, we have just about a minute. Does mayonnaise really need to be refrigerated?
Okay, great question. So I might surprise some people here too, because most of those items like ketchup, mustard, right? What do they all say in the bottle? They all say refrigerate after opening, don't they? Well, those products just being manufactured, they're full of what they call food stabilizers. And a lot of those foods are kind of acidic a little bit too. So, obviously they've got so many food stabilizers in there that you actually don't have to refrigerate those things. Now, a lot of us do. And really what it comes down to is you refrigerate those things for quality not really safety at that point in time. So, the mayonnaise may kind of start to go bad at that point, not taste good, but won't necessarily make you unsafe.